Okay, hey guys.
Guy ran right in front of me as I was headshotting something else, and I got him instead.
I do have my wife playing Halo behind me, but that's okay. No worries. Alright, so, here's a Newerth Q&A. I know that it's been out since, like, what, Friday, and now it's Monday, so a little bit of the dust has settled, a little bit of the rage has dispersed, and I've noticed that Heroes of Newerth has had such a really positive showing in terms of numbers. A lot of people have signed up, and consequently, a lot of it has now turned to bitching, complaining, moaning, groaning, all that fun jazz. So, questions, answers. You got questions, I got answers. So I've been playing Heroes of Newerth for ages. Have been dipping into the League of Legends and Bloodline Champions, and the majority of you not know that. So, let's ask your questions. You can ask anything. Items, heroes, gameplay, creeps. I've turned everything off. I'm in a practice game. Nobody's going to touch us here in this game. And I've made myself a nice little FCJ rolling there. So, first question, Perfect Rain. So did HoN go free to play just to compete with LoL? Yes and no. Well, think about it, right? League of Legends has had such huge success. They've had big numbers. They've had a big business model. They've been posting huge, incredible amounts of money. Now, they were okay with that. Like, Heroes of Newerth was like, okay, you know what? LoL is the poor man's HoN. HoN is much more clear of, oh, I'm being flagged as idle. That's kind of funny. Okay, fine, whatever. LoL has been kind of, the poor man's HoN. That's been a saying out there for a while. And they're like, we're okay. $30 for all the heroes. A lot of people spend a lot more money than that in League of Legends, so it kind of evens out. But now we're getting closer and closer to the release date of new MOBAs coming out there. Realm of the Titans is boasting, microtransaction free to play. Rise of Immortals, microtransactional free to play. And of course, Dota has the rumor out there of being microtransactional free to play. I highly suspect that Dota 2 is actually going to be an upfront cost plus microtransactional, just like HoN used to be, but that's because it's a premium brand. I mean, Valve could probably get away with that and still laugh all the way to the bank, but that's just a suspicion. It's not in stone yet. So, did they go free to play for LoL? There's a lot of pressure, right? They're the only game at this point saying you have to pay up front. So, in order to kind of compete to that, yes, they have gone free to play. And even then, I mean, we kind of saw it coming. Big $10 sales that lasted like almost 2 weeks, and lots of skins coming out. They're really enjoying this microtransactional store of theirs. So, like, why don't we just do what Team Fortress did, right? Just remove the upfront cost, and so far it's working. Am I a LoLer or a HoNer? I'm a Dota-er, but I went from Dota back in high school days, God, so long ago, and then through university, it was kind of Dota or nothing, right? That was it. After university, Heroes of Newerth comes out. It's just like, oh man, graphical upgrades, still the Dota engine, just in its own, set of improvements. So just like, yeah, let's go with that. Then I got into League of Legends, so I kind of just traversed everything. Now I'm also in Rise of Immortals, Realm of the Titans. Somehow I need to find out how I can get into Dota 2, but that's another story. Yeah, you like my little FCJ? Yeah, I like it. Okay, dokie doke. I didn't get the HoN till the $10 sale, so you got it perfect timing, right? $10 gets you all those heroes. You're laughing all the way to the bank. What kind of numbers are we talking about? I think we're on average about 50,000 concurrent players. Now, let's see, F6. So we're at 31,000, but again, it's like 11 o'clock here. It's, 5 a.m. in Europe. I would really log into the game like midday and just see how many people are there. I logged in earlier today. There's 51,000 people. That is the highest number I've ever seen in Heroes of Newerth, even during like the World Cups and all that. Like that's a lot of people. So these free-to-play accounts, people are playing them, believe it or not. And you might say, oh, it's just all the legacy accounts, all the veterans making those new accounts. Well, unless they're multi-boxing, or which they're probably not, then yeah, it's still a one-to-one kind of thing. So it looks like the free-to-play accounts are, so far at least working a little bit. What kind of money are they bringing in? I don't know. Probably never gonna know, but at least the number base is getting up there, and Dota 2 is gonna pose a big problem for HoN, since they're both based upon, of course, the Dota engine. So, last ditch effort, maybe they're trying to claw, every penny that they can before they go bankrupt. Maybe. Is it going to revitalize him? They're just going to shoot ahead and people are going to start saying, more 50-50, HoN versus LoL? It's possible too. Possible too. Is my chat working, I wonder? Can you guys see that? I got Sonic music running. Yeah. Nothing like some good old Sonic music into whatever this is. Uh-oh, I've been marked as AFK, guys, for my practice game. Whatever will I do? You guys have like no questions for me whatsoever, do you? You want to know about any specific hero? I can spawn that hero. Here's the Monkey King, for example. Hello, Monkey King. A level 25 Monkey King. What up? On my Nimbus, flying around. Oh, tower's too close. You used to be able to patrol these, but I guess you can't anymore. Oh, that's a shame. Wish the Monkey King would dance. That'd be fun. HoN does have an observer mode. It also has built-in replays that anyone has access to. So they have a global repository you can find at replays.heroesofnewerth.com, and you can also just save them after your game. When you're in the Heroes of Newerth game itself, like you can just go to your match stats, and it'll load up. Here's all your. You okay, love?
They lagged out and fucking warped on.
So yeah, you can just go through, all your games right here. You like that replay? Just download it right there. You want to watch it? Bam. Let's watch it. Well, I can't because I'm in a game, but yeah. So I got a whole bunch of replays I've already saved here. These were the World Cup games. God, that seems like so long ago now. But yeah, so integrated spec and integrated replay. It's been like that since launch. So yeah, believe it or not, Realm of the Titans closed beta. Been in development for like what? A year? I don't know. But it has spectator mode, it has replays. It's not even out yet, it's just fucking closed beta. Ugh. So annoyed at LoL in that regard, but whatever. So to deny creeps, yeah, once your creeps get low enough health, I think it's 10%. No, it's a little bit more for creeps. I think it's like 50% for creeps. Then yeah, you can deny them. All you gotta do is just go up and attack it. Now, obviously, I can't attack these ones because they're all full health. So let's throw one over here. No! Oh, it killed it. Now I gotta spawn another one because I messed up my J. Man, this tower. I don't want to spawn gadgets, I want to spawn creeps. Oh, are we listening to Red Alert? We are indeed. Ah! Alright, let's try that again. Alright, so he gets slow, just go up to him, bam. Attack it. Now, down here, you can go right. Down here is your attack move. It'll tell you the tooltip. It's an A for me, right? So by default it's A. You can't just go up to a creep and right click it. It doesn't work like that. You actually got to go up to it and force attack, which means, you go to your guy, you force attack, or you hit A attack. And if it's within deny range, you'll be able to deny it. Now, you can deny creeps, you can deny heroes, you can deny buildings. Believe it or not, you can actually deny your own barracks. It would be great if you could deny the world tree. That should be like the ultimate troll maneuver. Just like, nope, denied, you don't win. But no, you can't do that, so. What game is broken? Realm of the Titans is broken. It's in closed beta. Of course it's broken. They're still coding it. It does need a lot of polish to kind of stack up to anything. Like, big lack of tooltips, I find. Like, I don't know. I just don't like their lack of tooltips, but that's me. Oh, I'm stuck now. Oh yeah. I just jumped over him. I love the sound effects he makes. Yeah, the HoN Monkey King definitely beats out the Law Monkey King. Oh. Apparently I do not have the micro down for this thing yet. Alright, make the rock. Wow, there we go. What up? Talking about balance. Well, yeah, I'll go with that a little bit. We tried some Realm of the Titans last night, me and a few buddies, and it's just like, alright, let's go for just pure AoE. You get one stun in there, and then you just AoE the hell out of them, and they all just kind of drop like flies. It's like, well, what do you do against that? Nothing, really. So, yeah, I'll go with you on that. It's kind of broken in that regard. It's weird though. I heard rumors that it was developed by like Chinese ex-Dota players or something. It's could have done a little bit better job of balancing it out. But some of their solo mid heroes are just ridiculous. Like the Bombardier, or whatever. It's not the Bombardier, but it's the little goblin with a gigantic bomb on his back. He's pretty ridiculous. The Sage of Ink, we got a good taste of him last night. It's pretty stupidly overpowered. There's too much consequence for less harass. Consequentless harass? Yeah. I'm still trying to figure out the whole range on that game as well. It's just like, well, how much is 1200 units of range? Because sometimes, like, I'll auto attack someone, it's like a whole screen away. It's like, huh, I don't know how that happened. I've gotten many kills that way. It's pretty funny. What Yada! Oh, wait, let me try that again. Oh, that doesn't reset cooldowns. Alright, if I jump off one guy, I can then jump off another guy. That's pretty fun. I don't care what you all say. What up? Nimbus. What's up, Nimbus? Zero questions. Okay. We'll just hang out and listen to Zelda. Stun reduction. So kind of like you're thinking like Merc Treads from League of Legends in HoN, or are we talking about Realm of the Titans? There's no stat like that in Heroes of Newerth. There's no tenacity. There's no reduction per se, but if we take a quick look at here at items, you can get what's called a shrunken head. And a shrunken head will apply like a magic immunity buff to you for 10 seconds? Yeah, for 10 seconds. But every time you use it, the duration goes down by 1 second. So after 5 uses, it's going to come down to 5 seconds of magic immunity, but it won't go past 5 seconds. It also reduces the cooldown of it by 5 seconds as well. So it's kind of a trade-off. You could use it more often, but for less amount of time. So that'll give you magic immunity, which means if they try to stun you, you're going to laugh it off. If they try to throw a magic arrow at you, or they're going to throw a bomb on top of you, it's not going to work at all. Because you're magic immune. Now what this doesn't mean though is that superior ulti or superior magic can still affect you, but the regular magic effects don't. And what do I mean by superior magic? Let me show you. For Legion, hero, who has superior magic? Tempest is superior magic. QRST, Tempest, spawn right there. Alright, so the elemental void, for example, this is superior magic. So what this means is that even if you do have magic immunity, it's still gonna stun you. Like, for example, the ultimate here on Elemental Void is, if I use it right here, it's gonna do a big whirlwind, right? And it does damage, and it also, you know, kind of brings you into the center of it. The damage part is magic, but the enemies in this, but the whole, you know, getting into the void thing is not. That's superior. So you're still gonna be stunned. You're just not gonna be taking damage. Same with the Devour ultimate. So in things in terms of tenacity, there's no such thing. You can get, you know, just magic armor, protective. Like this guy here, the Mystic Vestments is +5 magic armor. It creates the Shaman's Headdress, which is 10 magic armor, and then you can get the Barrier Idol, which will apply a magic shield to your team when you use it. So, because that's an activatable use item. So you can stack the magic armor. You'll take less damage from those stuns, but the stun duration time does not go down. You can also get a Null Stone. That's under protective, I believe, yeah. So a Null Stone is, it'll negate a single target spell. It's a Banshee's Veil. That'll help you out a little bit, but the only other option for like surviving those stuns is to get more health. So initiation, these fortified bracers are beautiful little things. +6 strength, 3 agility, 3 intellect. Now this strength is going to get you hit points, and the agility is going to get you armor. So, you know, if you're kind of feeling a little too squishy and you're getting stunned, you know, get yourself some fortified bracers. In the beginning of the game as well, supplies, nope. Accessories, the Minor Totem. Minor Totem's a great thing, 53 gold for 1 agility, 1 intelligence, 1 strength. So there you go, an extra 10 hit points and a little bit of armor right there for 53 gold. Best item in the game for resaleability. You buy it for 53, you sell for 26 later on, or you use it to combine into a few items. You can combine into, you know, the Barrier Idol, this Power Supply, Plated Greaves, all great survivability kind of items that you can get down there. So, yeah, bottom answer, no, there's no tenacity. How to deal with the other stuff, though? Get yourself some hit points, get yourself some magic armor, have a teammate that doesn't suck, you know, oh, you're getting stunned, you know, maybe you should put on some pressure, try to make sure, you know, they don't run in on you. If he has his own stun, you know, a counter stun would be beautiful, that's for sure. You know, it comes down to team compositions. Double stun lanes aren't the end of the world at points. It all depends on what your composition is, what their composition is. You know, if you can learn how to, you know, see the signs. Oh, he's creeping forward. I know he has a double stun, so you might be lining up. You know, try to get your juking on. You know, just move off to a random direction to see if that stun is going to miss. If it's a targeted stun, you're kind of borked. But if it's a skill shot stun, you know, just try to juke it out. Also, you know, don't be afraid to run off into. If you're in the bottom lane, like these forests are great for juking. If you're in the center, there's really nowhere you can juke. Yeah, you can kind of play in here. Like if they're chasing you down, you go this way. Oh no, going into the trees. Cuts off vision. Gives you a little bit of buying time. You can play around in the little trees. Oh, maybe I'm gonna hide down here. I'm out here. No, maybe I went over here. Juking's a big part of that, so might be able to help you out a little bit. So down here, you can play ring around the rosy, buy you a little bit of time. If you buy yourself a hatchet, we just bought a hatchet here. There's actually a pathway up here you can do, and you can cut down a tree, and now all of a sudden, hey, look, it's not a dead end. You can get back into your lane. Well, if you're Hellborn. If you're Legion, of course, that's a useless juke, but yeah, you can do that. If you buy those tangos, sorry, the Runes of the Blight, eat a tree. You'll find in some of the higher end games, like they'll just keep eating trees and they'll make themselves paths through trees. Very fun times, but that's all I can really get for you in that regard. Maybe I should do this at midday. Get the Europeans in here. Usually it's people clamoring on my YouTube. They're like, we need more information about this game. And okay, well, here's more information. Nobody shows up. It's like, well, that's typical. I see Belle's call ninja'd in. I didn't even see her there. Oh, she's still here. Cool. Like my FCJ? Took me an hour to make it. I own 4 heroes right here. This Monkey King guy's fun. What-a! What-a!
Really?
Whip!
Strings attached.
Knowing what heroes can and can't do, yeah, that'll take you a while there, Belle. I mean, there is a hero dex, but it's a lot of memorization work, so you hit up that hero dex and you're like, oh, okay, well, let's see what this hero does. It'll tell you right here, She has a comet. Oh, they changed this. No, they didn't. Never mind. I thought it said blind. It's like, oh. Yeah, so Comet has a bind. That's a fancy word for stun. Aurora. They're using all these new terminologies. That's kind of weird. Oh, they got averages come out. Anyways, yeah, she has some auto attack. She's an agility hero. She has a Comet, which is a Void Rip Aurora. So you could do it that way through the hero decks. I wouldn't suggest it. How do I get out of the hero decks? How do I close her? Oh, there we go. Detailed hero list, simple hero list, free hero list. Oh, cool. So those green things are the okay, yeah. You could do it that way. Other than that, it's just play games. When the enemy pick their heroes, if it's all pick mode, just highlight them. Look for the keywords. Is it a stun? Is it a slow? Is it a silence? Get yourself an idea of it. She's your first hero. Jobber is fun. Kind of squishy, but she's mostly support. Get off that stun, get off the swab, get off the Aurora. If you're not dead by now, get off another stun. But she's very squishy, usually going to be sacrificed every team fight, but the sacrifice should, hopefully win for you. She's pretty much on courier and ward duty majority of the games. Yeah, ward spam. Good starter heroes. Well, let's see who's starter amongst the free ones this week. Blood Hunter, I would not say is a starter hero. Neither is Kronos. Oops, let's stop that. I could see Engineer a little bit. He throws down turrets. He has himself a nice stun and a silencing ultimate. Fade, for sure not. Martyr's would probably work out well. Martyr's a nice support hero. You can go into lane. Go into lane with a nice strength hero. And just throw out all your spams on top of him. Get off that slow on the enemy so that your strength guy can catch up. Put the wings on him, the martyrdom. that will reduce damage taken by that strength hero. It's fun times. Moon Queen could. She's kind of like Severe in League of Legends. She has a bouncing attack and a nuke. Her ultimate is to summon like 6 nukes of her Q. And they will stack on one hero, so don't ever go one-on-one with the Moon Queen. Pharaoh I could see, except that his skill shot is, that ultimate skill shot is pretty big. He's a big initiator, this Pharaoh. He'll jump into someone, he'll put up mummy walls around him that will trap someone there, and then you guys can just pick him off. Fun times like that. Plague Rider could work well as well. He's a good, I don't know, he's a good solo, but at the same time, later in the games, he's more of a good support. Puppet Master, for sure not. Swiftblade is fun. I would say he's a fun beginning hero if you want to go for the carry. Blade Frenzy is the Garen spin to win, except it also... I think these tooltips are wrong. Or they'd really change this hero. Yeah, what the heck? Yeah, these tooltips are wrong. Okay, ignore those. Anyways, the Blade Frenzy will do a spin to win with magic immunity, so you're magic immune while doing it. Great for level 1 kills. Way of the Sword is a crit. Counterattack is a chance to throw a free attack out to enemies. And Swift Slash is kind of like the Moon Queen ultimate. It's just going to be a whole bunch of attacks in a row. And you're going to be invulnerable for them. And they will stack on one target. It's fun times. So if you want to, like, you know, nice free carry, go with the Swiftblade. Thunderbringer's good as well. He's just a big, huge nuking caster kind of hero. So he just calls down lightning. His global ultimate calls down lightning on everyone on the map, so it's fun. I wouldn't go with Valkyrie because her stun is a huge skill shot, so if you suck at skill shots, don't go Valkyrie. Wretched Hague is okay. She can blink around, has big survivability, but she is a little bit squishy. She's usually in a solo lane, so if you're not confident soloing, don't do it. Zephyr is an agility damage hero. I would usually jungle with the Zephyr, but if you don't know jungling in HoN, you're kind of stuck in that regard. So, yeah, Swiftblade, I would say, Plague Rider, Pharaoh if you're confident in your skill shots, Martyr. Moon Queen could work out well for you, so could the Zephyr. It just comes down to practice, really. Yeah, Thunderbringer's ult is kind of like Karthus, yeah. Yeah, if you got legacy accounts, just go with... for starters, I always say go for support for starting. I mean, like, because you're not going to be... your team's not going to rely on you to make those calls for, you know, initiating team fights, picking off the right enemies, using your skills in, you know, the perfect order. If you're a new hero, I would definitely go support. Plague Rider, Andromeda. You could go support Hellbringer even, just throw down your Malphus and your job is done. Glacius was a big support hero at the time. He's the Man of Ice, kind of squishy. Doesn't really need a lot of farm though. He's also on the ward spam. Get owned, learn through pain. Yeah, unfortunately. Same idea with any MOBA. I mean, you got a new set of heroes, you got a new set of items to learn. So it comes down to a lot of practice, a lot of memorization. Like, in my head, I got all the Dota terms, I got all the HoN terms, all the LoL terms, I'm learning all the Road of the Titan terms. It's silly. Sandwraith is a late game carry. The late game carry kind of requires a lot of farm, so you're going to be looking to survive those team fights or just stay out of them altogether. You got to avoid getting ganked, and you have to learn how to last hit pretty decently because you want to get that gold per minute up very quickly. If you can get that Sandwraith very farmed, however, he's a force to be reckoned with. So let me spawn him for you. Hero Sandwraith. Sandwraith, there you go. Go! Okay, I put him as neutral. Oh, and he spawns again.
The master is at your service.
Okay, I don't know why that's happening, so I'm gonna get that away. Oh, bloody hell. There you go, 25 versus 1, I'm gonna kill you. There you go, you stay there and don't move. It's under my control, but it's neutral, so I'm just gonna... Alright, that was weird. Anyways. So, yeah, Sandwraith here. Desert's Curse. That's a fun skill. Desert's Curse. You know how there's a big cliff here? And you're like, oh, okay. Desert's Curse allows you to negate that. Whoop, there you go. Up you go. Tree walking, no problem. Cliff walking, no problem. It's also a nuke. It'll take 200 damage, and it'll slow enemies down. It'll accelerate you, and you can walk across any kind of terrain. So cliffs, units, trees, whatever you want. Deserted, which means if you're all alone, it's like a loner bonus. You're going to do extra damage. Now, you're going to do true damage to enemies, so it doesn't matter how much armor they've stacked. And that's only on auto attacks, by the way. So 45 true damage to your auto attacks. Also, you got your dissipate, so damage reduction, and the more damage you take, the more you're going to be reflecting that damage out to enemies. It's not a huge reflection. I wouldn't depend on it for any means, but it's it's free damage in that case. And Mirage, your ultimate. Actually, your ultimate's going to spawn you beside a whole group of enemies. So let me see if I can get this rolling. So Hellborn, Scouts. So I'm going to spawn 3 scouts. You hit Mirage. It'll create mirages at your enemies. And then if you select your hero and select your Mirage, you can teleport to it. And then I'm going to kill all these scouts. So that's what your ultimate does. Later on in team fights, it becomes very confusing as to which one's the real one of you. You can use it to initiate as well, and you can use that as an escape measure. Blow your ultimate, find a faraway hero from the people killing you, and just spawn over by him. Then you can just get away using your Q. Whee! Right through the trees. Who cares? They're just trees. They're nothing to me. So big items for him. You want to get that no fire blade later on, because that no fire blade will transition to your images, which means all your images are now burning mana. Think of it like a wit's end. Get yourself a wit's end on this guy, multiply that by like 4 or 5, and you're set. How do couriers work? Alright, let's get to couriers. Alright, so couriers are these little guys. He's a little monkey right now. What a little monkey. But he's just another unit in the game, right? So, unlike LoL, you can select more than one unit in this game, and you have freeform control. I mean, Heroes of Newerth is based upon an RTS style where you have multiple units under your control. So, with that being said, I can control this guy, I can control this guy. I just click him and select him. I have free control over multiple units. So, same idea with the courier. A courier is, whoever buys the courier should share it with the team. That way you only need one courier for your team. And your little courier has a few skills here. So delivery, homeward bound, and in this case winged courier. So if you want to upgrade him, bam, now he can fly. Easy as that. It's going to cost you 200 gold, but it's just another cost for your supports to do for you. So now he has 2 extra skills, speed burst and courier shield. So, for example, let's go to my shop. Let's pick up an item. So I'm just going to buy an item. Now I put him, I might, if the courier's not in town and I'm not in town, my item's going to go to my stash. All I do is right click on my item, bring it over to the courier. I can also do it by shift right clicking. Shift right click. And that will put it now on your courier. Now your courier now has that item. He can't use it because he's not a real boy, but he can send it to you. So deliver the item. Okay, you're too slow. Use the speed burst. Get my item to me faster. Okay, let's pretend there's enemies here. I'm under fire. Use the courier shield. Makes you invincible for 7 seconds. Delivery success. He puts it right there into my inventory, just like that. And with the job well done, I now want to return home. That's what a courier does for you guys. You buy items, transfer them from your stash to the courier, hit the deliver button, and he'll do his darndest to get it to you. Now, couriers are not invincible. They will die. They do have only 158 points. That's why they give you a shield, so that you can survive damage for 7 seconds. And that's why they give you a speed burst. So most people use the burst just to get you your items quicker. And but if you do come under fire, hit that shield, hit that burst, get away from whoever's attacking you, save your courier. If you lose the courier, your team's going to be really pissed at you. So that's what a courier will do for you. Now, since this is a general RTS game, you can use control groups for shortcuts. So let's say this is my hero. I'm going to do control 1 on him. And you can actually rebind that in the interface. I'll show you that in a second. And I usually do a control 2 on the courier. Now, what do these control groups do? As I said, this is based upon an RTS game. If you ever played StarCraft, you know what control groups are. If you know Warcraft, Total Annihilation, Command and Conquers, whatever, right? Control groups exist for a reason. All I have to do now is hit 1. I select my hero. I hit 1 again. I jump to my hero. So it doesn't matter where I am on the screen. I jump back to my hero. Same idea with the courier. I hit 2. I select my courier. I hit it twice. I go to my courier. So, I'm in lane, I'm fighting, whatever, you know, oh, I get enough money, I buy myself this, I need to get it to my courier, I hit 2, I hit control click, I hit deliver. I don't even have to leave this screen. I can just do everything by command group, and there it goes, my courier's off and away. So, quick selection stuff, you know, very useful stuff. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now I also rebound my spacebar to focus on my current selected hero. So now, if you are from League of Legends, you know how you hit space to center on your hero. If you hit 1 space, bring it to your hero. 2 space, 1 space, 2 space, 1 space, 2 space. And you can do that by going to options, controls, and you scroll down here. Select hero, F1. So that's by default. You can hit F1 to select your hero, or you can use the control group 1, which is what I do. So you save selection, control 1, recall selection 1. Now I rebound it to space at some point. What the heck did I rebind to space? Center on info to space. So what you could do then is, let's see if this works. Recall selection, secondary, space.
What?
So this guy's control 1. Yeah, you can just rebind it to space. So control 1 and then just space the entire game. So there you go. Now you've mimicked the spacebar functionality in League of Legends. I'm not giving the courier my order. I'm going to the stash, right? So here, right, I'm at my hero. I'm killing things. I got money, right? I click on my gold, brings up the store. Or I hit B, brings up the store. I buy whatever my item is, it goes to my stash, right? If,
God damn it.
so it's in my stash, right? So there it is, in my stash. Now the courier, for example, is over here. So I can't give it to him. See, it's how it's all grayed out. I can't give it to my courier. But if I take the courier home... Come on, courier. Faster, faster. If you take him home, though, you can then transfer stuff from your stash. So it's not courier dependent at all. You can buy anywhere on the map at any time, right? That's the way the shops here work in HoN. So I buy a Harkon's blade. It puts it on the courier if the courier is selected, right? If the courier is not selected, see? It goes to my stash because I have my hero selected. Courier selected, it'll buy it and put it on the courier. And then once the courier is in range, right? It doesn't matter who you have selected. In that case, well, okay, it does. If you have the courier selected and these guys are, you know, available, just bring them over. Now the courier can go deliver. Easy as that. So the courier has nothing to do with your money. It's all about the shop. So during your fighting, you know, if you're looking for an item, find out how much it is. Once you get that gold, open the shop, buy that item. Because if you die and you lose the gold, you're not going to get that item. So, you know, it's just something to be aware of when you're fighting the game. You don't have to go back to town to buy it. You don't even have to leave your lane. Your courier can come to deliver the item to you. You can keep farming. There's some games where people just don't leave the lane for 20 minutes and then the courier just delivers them everything, like potions, wards, items, boots. You know, they just keep farming. They never have an uninterrupted farming session, which means their experience per minute stays really high. And 20 minutes in, you should be like, well, it depends on how many things you kill, but 20 minutes in, you could be like level 11. Yeah, you can carry everything. Courier will carry everything. Take him back home. So anything in the shop, it'll carry. Now again, it can't use any of it, but It's just supposed to deliver it to you. And, you know, if you know, so whoever buys your courier lets it die or doesn't like sharing, you know, you can just buy your own. So supplies, monkey courier. Bam. Oh, apparently the courier can't summon another courier. It's kind of funny. Alright, so you give it to him, and then I have my own. There you go. Another courier. Now we got 2 couriers. I want this guy to fly. Bam. Now I got 2 flying couriers. And I can control them individually. I can control them both at the same time if I want. If your team lets it die, then you need a new team. We have a rule in our 5-man or our 10-mans, you know, if you kill the courier, you're buying another one. And that could really hurt. I mean, you keep killing off your couriers, it's 200 gold every shot. How's your Halo going, love? Huh? You're playing with noobs or against noobs?
With noobs, unfortunately.
Oh. My heart goes out to you.
I'm being headshotted from my own team. I'm not impressed.
I don't think your team likes you then.
Oh, it's not even that. They just don't know what they're doing. They just hear, oh shit, I'm sorry. And you're just like, really? Did you just do it again?
Did you just shoot me again?
So annoying.
What does stacking a respective stat do for champs? Alright, so Heroes of Newerth does run off the old Dota system of the triple stat. So intelligence, strength, and agility. And this is because the Warcraft 3 engine ran that way, right? All their heroes ran off, you know, spellcaster, tank, or DPS. So that's the only reason that we use that system, but I think it works out really well. So let's look at the Gladiator here, right? Now the Gladiator is he is a strength hero. You can tell by this icon here. Primary attribute strength comes up on the screen, right? And it'll tell you how much it is. So it tells you the bonuses right there. So strength point bonuses. For every point of strength, you get 1 damage, 19 health, and some health regen. For agility, you get 1 attack speed, 14 armor. And for intelligence, you get some mana and some mana regen. Now that's for a strength hero. That's for the specific strength hero. So that means, you know, if he's a strength hero, you probably want to be, you know, focusing on strength items. So in your initiation, you know, your fortified bracelet, bam. That's a strength item because there's 6 strength on it, but also gives you some agility and intelligence. Now, 663 hit points, 247 mana, right? Now let's put it down. 549 hit points, 208 mana, right? So that 6 strength gives him close to 90 hit points. 550 to 663. My mistake. Gives him 110 hit points. This one item gives him 110 hit points. That's because he gains so much health. He gains 19 health per point of strength. So 19 times 6, right? That's almost 120. So that's what you really want to focus on. And these recommended tabs, when they don't focus on Puppet Master, because I spawned as Puppet Master up here, right? These recommended tabs are going to reflect items in here, recommended, that will you know, appeal to that hero and his play type. So in here we might have, let's look at legendary, right? So Axe of the Malphite, plus 25 strength, huge item for him. So I just got 25 attack damage as well as what, 500 health? Yeah, 500 health out of that. So now I'm doing damage, now I'm doing health. I got health regen going on. You know, if I need a boost to my mana, you know, get 25 extra mana. Bam, I just doubled my mana. So, and there are items, you know, here's plus 250 max health. That's fine. Here's max health and max mana. You know, that's very League of Legends-ish right there. But, you know, there are items that give plus health, but at the same time, if you can get that through strength items, you might as well do that because, you know, as a strength hero, it's going to also increase your damage. Now, for agility heroes, like, nope, not him, like this guy, you know, the Monkey King, right? He gets 19 max health from strength, but he gets plus 1 damage from agility. So, you don't want to stack strength on the Monkey King, you want to stack agility, because you're a big damage dealer, and the more agility you get, the more armor, attack speed, and damage you're going to be doing. So what it comes down to is the primary attribute is the one that you're going to stack, because that's what's going to get you damage. Same with intelligence. Like these big spellcasters, they're going to get auto attack damage from intelligence. Not only is their mana pool going to go up, which means you can do more spells, and their mana regen is going to go up, which lets you do more spells, it's also going to increase that auto attack damage. Big heroes like the Puppet Master, like Dr. Repulsor, they thrive. They're doing, like, look at this, he's doing 200, well, okay, that's because I got all these items, but either way, I mean, he's doing so much auto attack damage, and his spells are going to be so potent at the same time that it's really almost unfair. The recommended hero guides are actually recommended because a lot of them are player submitted. The ones with stars, I think, are the ones done by S2 Games, but the ones by players are actually really good as well. So usually what I'll do is I'll load up a guide, and I'll auto level the abilities because these guys have a plan. You should always probably read the detailed description to find out exactly why he's going, this skill spreadsheet. But yeah, I would always, if you're playing a hero you've never played before, read this guide, read the skills, and even these starting items. I mean, you can afford all of this in a normal game, right there, right off the bat. And then these are the type of boots you want for this build. This is the core items you want to be shooting for with this hero. If you're doing really well, or the game keeps going longer and longer, get some of these luxury items because they're going to help you out. But yeah, the hero guides are really good. I would probably stay within the top 5, but if some of these other ones catch your eye, there's no harm in trying them. I mean, that's why the guide system was created. If you don't like the guides, you can just close them. But I would recommend the guides for you want to learn a hero, read the guide. Easy as that. Hit that auto level abilities. It'll auto level these for you. And that's a big bonus. Now, for some heroes, of course, you can do like the carry role, you can do a support role. So, whichever role you're going to do, try to make sure the detailed level description there has your role mentioned. So if you're doing like a support pyromancer, you don't need a portal key because you're not carrying, you're not looking to nab those kills, you're just looking to set up the kills. So, yeah, I'd be wary about some of them because they could fulfill multiple roles, but at the same time, just do a little bit of reading and make your decision yourself. Well, we're coming up on an hour now. Been in this game for like 50 minutes or so of streaming. We've got a few people in here now. So are there any other last minute questions here, guys, before I put this down, because I gotta go pass out for work and all that. Hi Gold, how are you?
Oh, what?
How's that Halo love?
Bitch, just sniped me out of my spot.
Yeah, I bet you're winning that one, huh? All the streamers are falling asleep? Oh, gee, do I put you to sleep? Sorry. Alright, so I'll try to do another Q&A for hopefully more European-centric timelines. People have questions about this game, and the only way to get them answered is to ask. So I'll be around. I'm gonna throw this over to YouTube, see what those guys think of it. It's a little. Maybe I should edit it a little. Yeah, I'm kind of lazy though. Ah well, answered a few questions, so it was good stuff. So with that being said, guess I went this off. So hope that helped, guys. If you have any others, or if you want me to keep doing these kind of things, just let me know. Twitter, not Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Hit me up there. And catch you later.